actually officiated a wedding? Yes, only one. That's great. So, I'm sure you would agree with me that actually being asked to officiate a wedding is a very, very high privilege, and it is very, I'm sorry, I had this. It is a huge compliment, especially if it is coming from a close friend or family member. However, the task of actually officiating a wedding can oftentimes be intimidating or confusing. I'm here to tell you that it does not have to be. Today I would like to share with you 3 simple steps that you can do to be a great officiant. By the time I'm done speaking, you should all know how to legally officiate a wedding in Colorado, and hopefully feel confident in doing so. The first step to do in officiating a wedding is to know the laws and understand them. In Colorado, a marriage is solemnized with a ceremony. Then, the certificate and license are recorded with the clerk and recorder's office. The license is what gives the couple permission to be married, versus the certificate, which is filled out by the officiant and is what determines the when and where the ceremony took place. The sorry for my cold. The certificate, I apologize, the whole document is then filled out, signed, and recorded, and the couple is married. There are many different people that can actually perform a wedding ceremony in Colorado. They are an officiant who is ordained through a religious organization, a judge, a retired judge, a court magistrate, a Native American official, or an ordained family member or friend. Colorado law also allows couples to self-solemnize their wedding, which means they can basically marry themselves. In such a ceremony, no officiant or witnesses are necessary, and the ceremony can actually take place right in the court's office, and the paperwork is immediately filed. So essentially they're married right there. The second step to officiating a wedding is to know and understand exactly what the couple wants. This is going to be your most important step. Basically because the whole show is about the people standing in front of you. So be sure to meet with them in person or email if it's states away, and ask them what they want included, and definitely what they don't want included. If they have a timeline or a basic outline, be sure to see if it can get that, or if you are going to have to write the whole thing yourself. Also, it is important to make sure of any religious or ceremonial traditions that they want included, such as the sand ceremony or candles or anything else. It can be helpful, if you are writing the speech yourself, to ask them personal questions and have them write you a letter explaining why they may want to be getting married to this person, and different things to help you personalize the ceremony. The third and final step to performing a wedding is to write what you're going to say and practice. Lots. The task of figuring out what you want to say may be a little unclear, but thankfully, most wedding speeches are only 10 to 20 minutes and follow a very basic outline. This outline includes 3 speaking sessions, I guess you could call them, for the officiant. They are the invocation, the declaration of intent, and the pronouncement. During the invocation, the officiant will greet the guests, introduce the couple, announce why we are all gathered, and usually talk a little bit, giving a speech or maybe a poem that relates to the couple. Next is the declaration of intent. During this time, the couple will publicly announce their intent to marry one another. This is the only thing within a marriage or within the ceremony that must be included for it to be valid. This is the time most people would hear the I do's and the vows. Lastly is the pronouncement. This is when the officiant will announce that the couple is married and that they may kiss. If the couple has chosen to include any sort of ceremonies or traditions, you will also need to make sure that you have written this into your script so that you can include it and practice it. Once you have written the speech and gotten it approved by the couple, you must practice and practice and practice. Rehearse in front of the mirror, rehearse in front of your dog or your cat, or your parents or your friends, anyone who will listen to you. Just rehearse. Make sure you are practicing any hand gestures or movements or the ceremonies, the ring exchange. Every aspect of that ceremony you should be practicing. If it makes you more comfortable, it is perfectly acceptable for the officiant to have the written script in front of them. Just be sure that you are making eye contact with the couple and the audience and not reading from that script word for word. So congratulations, you are all now able to officiate a wedding, I'm sure, right? Yeah. Remember that the most important part is for you to remain calm and confident, because the people in front of you probably are not. If you are in any way nervous, pretend that you are not. It doesn't always work, but it helps. And lastly, remember that no one is there to see you at all. So, stand confident, take a deep breath, smile. Remember that it is a huge honor for you to be up there and performing this role for people that you love, and speak from your heart. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.